Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Zotako here. Thank you for coming back to my channel. If you are returning, if this is your first time watching a video of mine, hi, welcome, how are you? So let's just kick this video off with a bang. So today we are going to talk about something that kind of just occurred to my mind literally just today randomly. I was surfing online, and once in a while I like to read this magazine called DDS magazine, otherwise known as Divine Dark Skin magazine, and they have like different blog posts by BlackGirl writers, and they speak their truths on what's like being dark skinned in certain different spaces. This one article popped up on my screen and it was called The Rise of the Quirky Black Girl, and it is by this girl named Liv J, who is a blogger on the website. I'm going to link the article down below so you can take a look at it as well. And it really got me thinking about the term quirky black girl. Now in the article itself, she was talking about how a lot of things that she was interested in growing up, anime, emo rock bands, emo phase and all that stuff, a bunch of different cultural things that are not considered black girl activities or not considered things that our people usually do, felt that she was being ostracized a lot. And I thought it was just interesting hearing her perspective on how when she was younger, all those things that was considered a negative or something different and it made her an outcast is now being embraced by today's standards. Like everybody and their mama all of a sudden likes anime now. Everyone and their mama loves video games, which has been around for like forever, but certain things was never part of the culture, whatever that really means. And my thoughts coming into this article was that, what has been my relationship with being a quirky black girl according to the article? Growing up, I liked anime. Growing up, I liked cartoons. Growing up, I wasn't really interested in the things that a lot of my classmates or my peers or my family members were interested in, be it like certain musical artists or reality TV shows or just certain things that never really appealed to me. I usually hung out with like the guys or hung out by myself. That was kind of me growing up. And when I hear quirky black girl now, I think, it's being embraced, but who is it being embraced by? Yes, quirkiness is becoming like a term where we think it's like something cute, or like, say if you see like a girl that's considered quirky, she's cute, she's sexy, she's different, and she's mysterious in some type of way. But I'm wondering what community is really getting the benefits of that term? What community is able to ride with that term for the positive aspects and not feel shame? Because quirky has also become a little bit of a term where it's like, oh, you're basic, oh, you think, oh, I'm not like all other girls that meme that was going around. And I'm just sitting here like, am I, or people that look like me, or girls that look like me, are black girls able to reap the benefit of being considered a quirky black girl? So that's just something that we're going to analyze in this video. So I have some terms on what the word quirky means. According to Merriam-Webster dictionary, it means having many quirks or unusual and especially interesting or appealing way. So that would be applicable to today's standard. When we hear quirky, we think of it as, oh, she's just different, she's just being herself. You go, girl, you go ahead and be yourself. But then when you look to say Urban Dictionary, which, well, depending on who you talk to, is the more accurate one for like the general population of young people, you know what I mean. According to Urban Dictionary, the term is what basic bitches call themselves. So that's again the negative term that I keep hearing. When you say that you're quirky as a way to describe yourself, it's like, oh, you're basic, everyone likes these things. Oh, everyone likes anime. Oh, everyone likes manga. Oh, everyone likes cartoons. Like, you're nothing special. You're just trying to make yourself sound like you're special to chase clout or to chase after a man, as some people like to say. And I'm sitting here like, but I thought it was a positive term to describe your being happy and you're happy-go-lucky and being yourself. Why is all of a sudden becoming something where you're basic and it's a bad thing? Where is that line being drawn? Because I need the manual. I need someone to explain this to me because I'm very confused, right? So it's just very interesting how when I was younger, when I heard the term quirky being used to describe me, it wasn't as a cute term of endearment. It was kind of like, oh, this girl's very strange, or this girl's very weird, or sometimes even worse, like this girl's a little bit slow. Like, oh, this girl, this character from this show, she's so quirky. She doesn't really get it. She's kind of like not getting what everyone else is getting, but she's just doing her own thing. That's quirky. And when you think about that, it's kind of like, so are you calling her dumb? Are you calling her slow? Is this supposed to be a compliment? Is this supposed to be condescending? That's something that I was grappling with when I was younger. But then now it's being considered cute, or is being considered basic, as I said before. And I think that goes inside with representation in the media. That's something that I really want to talk more about in this channel, whether it's representation in cartoons, anime, manga, video games, whatever you want to call it. In nerd kingdom, that's where I fall in. And where are Black girls being represented in this form of media? When I think of the Quirky Girl, I think of various shows that have gone throughout, say, like the 90s and the 2000s growing up. When I see Quirky Girls, I think of Big Bang Theory, I think of Two Broke Girls, I think of New Girl, I think of girls, a lot of girls. That's a very common theme that I'm hearing. You see a lot of, oh, I live in New York City and I have these friends and I just drink all the time, or, oh, I have a job that I don't like and I just love to eat pizza all day long. I'm so quirky, ha 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 ha. And I'm just like, okay, what do all of these characters have in common? And I look on the screen and I'm like, none of them look like me. None of them have my hair, none of them have my skin tone, none of them are quirky for the interest that I have. When you see a quirky girl, you think mainly white, blonde, or brunette, but mainly white. That's the thing I'm trying to drive home. And they're usually interested in things that everybody's interested in. Oh, I'm a girl that loves to drink wine all day and watch Netflix. Every girl likes to do that. Oh, I'm a girl that likes to eat a lot of pizza. Everybody does that. Everybody does that. So I think that is where we as a culture, not just Black people, but all people as a culture, started adopting the idea that these things that are being labeled as quirky by these shows is actually quite normal and everybody's doing it. So I think that's where it became the term as, you're not quirky, you're just basic. Everybody does these things. You're not anything special. You're trying to make yourself sound special when you're really not. But now that I think about it, okay, fine. Quirky depending on who you're talking to, it can be either yay, you're cute, or nay, you suck and you're being basic. But Black girls didn't get a chance to ride the wave of positivity. You didn't see quirky Black girls on TV growing up. At least I sure as hell didn't. If there are some below that you can say, please comment down below and see if I missed anything while I was growing up. But when I think of a quirky Black girl, the only two shows I can think of in recent memory would be Chewing Gum, which hasn't been talked about for years, or Insecure. Thankfully, Issa Rae was the representative for that. But even then, that show, if you talk to the different people, some people say that show is kind of pandering to mainstream culture, not exactly quirky culture. Now, I'm not trying to say that quirky culture is just for girls that like anime or cartoons and things like that. I'm not saying that I am the true definition of a quirky girl. But when it comes to these discussions about who's quirky, or who's weird, or who's a nerd, or who's whatever term you want to put in place, it's times you gotta think, is this a good term, yes or no? And if it is, why? And to who is this term going to be good, and to who is this term gonna be bad? And now I'm sitting here thinking, okay, fine. I see everyone around me is claiming this quirky term and they're saying it's a good thing. It's positive to be quirky. It's positive to be weird and nerdy and all that stuff. And then you got people going around saying, no, you're not nerdy, you're being basic. Excuse me. I did not get the memo that this was now all of a sudden a bad term. I didn't get to ride the wave of positivity that y'all were giving to the white girls that are being called quirky. I didn't get to ride that wave. So why am I being lumped in with the people that don't get to claim that positivity? I don't know. That's just something that was kind of rattling my mind as I was reading this article. The article itself did not talk about those specifically. The article itself talked about like having to come to terms with your blackness and being different from the Black community in terms of like what your interests were. That was the main purpose of the article. The main purpose of the article was talking about your own identity as being a Black person that likes nerdy things. That was what Liv was mainly talking about. These are all just my own ideas. And I don't know, do you agree that Black girls didn't get to ride the wave of positivity of being considered quirky? Do you think that mainstream media has kind of taken nerd culture to a point where everyone can claim they're a nerd because they watched one episode of Dragon Ball Z. Do you think that because you are taking care of these, or do you think that because you have these nerdy characteristics, you're basic? Do you think that that's a right term to call it? Yeah, that's just what I was, that is what I was thinking when I read this article. I want to take the word quirky as my own, and I think that's what every black girl's responsibility is. Take the word as your own, take it with a grain of salt what other people think, but always maintain that your own individuality and how you express your nerdiness, whether it's like me wearing cat ears during a video because you want to, or watching different shows because you like to. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. Please read the article and see if those thoughts are generated for you as they were for me. Please comment down below what you think of what I had to talk about. Do you have any different topics that you think would be good? Do you consider yourself to be a quirky black girl or a quirky whoever you are through this screen? Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.